In this video, I am going to explain about indirect addressing mode. So in my last video, I explained about immediate addressing mode, register addressing mode, and direct addressing mode. In direct addressing mode, we are specifying the address of the variable in the instruction directly. That means we are writing the variable name itself. Always variable name gives the starting address. Always variable gives the starting address. So that we discussed. Now let us see indirect addressing mode. Okay. So this in the indirect addressing mode, let us take assume again I want to add two numbers. Let us take 12 and 16. These two numbers I need to add. So what I will do now, so this is my main memory. This is my main memory. Okay, some location. Okay, some location. Okay. Some location. For example, let's say this is 1240. This is the address of this particular location, this word. And let us take this is 2840. This is some other word address. Okay. Now I'm having two registers. Assume, let us take for example, I'm having register R1 and register R2. Okay. Now what I will do, the second operand 16, I will store in my register 16. Okay, here I will store 16. Now what I will do, I will not store in directly 12 in R1. See, I will store address 1240 here. Now this 1240 is what? Address of some variable. Let us take, I have given the name to this address X. X is the name I have given, the variable name given to this address of this location. Now, in this address, I am storing the value 12. Okay, now again I am repeating. So, one of the operand I stored directly in the R2, not a problem. Now, another one, instead of storing this 12 here, I stored the at 12 I stored in some memory location 1240 and that address I am storing in register. Now this one what I will do, I will say add what? Add content of R1 with the content of R2. That means see, if I say R2 as it is, if I say there is R2 or variable name, it indicates that this contains value. If I say like this bracket, if I use this parenthesis bracket, it indicates that R1 contains not the number, R1 contains some address. That is the indication of this. Suppose if I miss this one, it indicates R1 is a number. No, this is the number. 1240 is a number, 16 is a number, and I'm adding these two. 1240 and 16. So this 1256. Now this is not the number. Actually, this is what? This is the address of some memory location I stored. So to indicate R1 contains address, so we have to use these braces. If I won't use braces, indicates that. So this is a number, ordinary number, operand. Now the meaning is R1 contains address. If I go to this address and then now if I go to R1, I will get this address. And if I go to this address, I will get the value 12. Now that 12 I am adding with 16. And R2. R2 I am having value only because I will not use braces. So R2 contains the value. So that is added with 16, R2. And again the result back stored back in the R2. Okay. So the meaning of this statement is, so content of R2, content of R1 is added with R2 and result is stored in R2 only. So content of R1 is what? In R1 1240. 240 content of, okay, plus R2. And R2 what is it? 16. 1600 as it is, not bracket. Content of 1240. That means 1240 contains what? 12. So 12 plus 16. So 28 I am storing in R2. So R2 now contains what? 28. This is, that means, see, suppose for example, in R1 I am writing 12 only and R2 I am writing 16, and if I say add R1 comma R2, it becomes register addressing mode. Simple. Suppose instead of that, suppose this is my main memory, suppose this is say, let us say same thing, 1240, this is 2840, and here I stored 12 and here I stored 16, and this is the name I have given, say X, and this is the name Y. So then if I say add X comma Y, this is called direct addressing mode. This direct addressing mode is also called as absolute addressing mode. Okay, but here directly I have not mentioned, indirect. That means first I go to some register or some memory location, I will get the address, get that address, and go to that address, they will get it. Okay, this is what the indirect addressing mode. Since here I stored address in where? I stored the address of this main memory location in some register. It is called register indirect addressing mode. Okay, now the question is, can we store the address in another memory location, address of one variable in another address? Yes, we can do that also. Okay, let us see that one. So this is the example for register indirect. Now instead of that, now what I will do, so same thing, some memory. Now same thing I will use 1240, 2840. So here for this I given the name say X only, and here I stored 12, and for this I have given the name say for example A, and here I stored the address. Earlier I stored the address in some register. Now I stored the same address in what? Another memory location. One memory location address I am storing in another memory. Or in other words I can say this is the address of this variable. Address of one variable I am storing in another variable. So now as usual here I stored R2 16. R2 16. Now how to write here? Now how to write this one? Add instruction. Now add what? Now what I have to add? Now what is there in, see, in the one address 124012 is there, but that address I am storing here. So I have to write what? A. So A, if I write A, it becomes value. But in here I stored value or address? Address. So I have to write what? Parenthesis. Then I have to add with what? This value R2. Okay. So now that means this is one memory location. This is one location. This is one variable. This variable contains address of another variable. This is what definition? Exactly. So this is nothing but the pointer. So what is the definition of pointer? A pointer is a variable which contains address of another variable. Same. That means whenever you are using pointers concept in any programming language, so that means you are using indirect addressing mode only. So when we are dealing with the constants, we are using immediate addressing mode. When we are dealing all the operands with the registers, this is called register addressing mode. If we are using the variable, normal variable, that is a local variable or the global variable, ordinary variable, then we have to use direct addressing mode. Direct addressing mode is also called as absolute addressing mode. But when you are handling pointer variable, then you have to go for indirect addressing mode. Again, indirect addressing mode can be done in either this is register indirect addressing mode, this is memory indirect addressing mode. Okay. So hope you people understood. Now let's take a simple example of pointers. Okay. Let us assume the simple example of a pointer addition. See, I declared two integer variables A and B, and I'm 10 is I stored in A, 20 I stored in B. Now what is that? That means, so this is my memory. So let us take, this is my one memory location. Okay. So let us take, this is again take same address, or you can take any other address, also not a problem. Now to this address I have given the name A, and to this address I have given the name B, and here I stored 10, and here I stored 20, and I used one more variable. What is the variable name? That I declare as a pointer. So that for that I have given, so let us say this is 4000, this is the address. To this address I have given the names what? PTR, and this is a pointer. Pointer means what? Pointer is an address variable. That means pointer is a variable which contains the address of another variable. Okay, now in pointer, what I am storing? Address of A I am storing in pointer A. Pointer in pointer, so address of A. What is the address of A? 1240. So 1240 I am storing here. Now I am printing what? Content of pointer. Content of pointer means what? PTR means 1240. Content of 1240 is 10. 10 I am adding with B. B means 20. Okay, for that, how to write that one? So add. Now here I am writing the content of, how to write this one? As see, content of pointer. But same thing now I am writing is add content of pointer with B. So this is what indirect addressing mode. So whenever you are dealing with the pointer variables, you have to use indirect addressing mode only. Okay. So hope you people understood with the example also. If you have any questions, please write it in the comments. Thank you. Thanks for watching.